What's good with it? You know what it is. Mac TV, music, art, culture, knowledge. Here with a familiar face.
What's going on? It's just Franco Elon, just the guy.
That guy.
You know.
One half of the cool ass hoteps.
Yeah.
That shit was pretty dope, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, we're gonna do some other shit in the future.
Okay.
But you're right about that. Shit. Really dope.
Because I had people at my job was hitting me up like, "What's up, y'all? What happened? Like, I want some more."
Where you at?
Yeah,
we're
man.
Gonna get it back. We're gonna bring it back, man.
Cool ass hoteps. I look forward to it, bro.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite television shows comes on FX, Atlanta. Shout out to the homie Donald Glover, the whole cast, directors, the writers. Special shout out to the writers. Because whoever y'all are, y'all really got y'all ear to the streets. Culturally, politically, socially, all that. So let's get to it. There was a show that came on, there was an episode of Atlanta that came on last week called The Big Payback.
Right.
Pretty much the premise of it was, it spoke to reparations and how, and they did it in a real funny way, kind of. Like, the white dude, he's going to his job, comes back home, and the guy's like, "You've been served." And then a woman, specifically a black woman, what was her name, LaQuisha or something?
Yeah.
She was able to trace her lineage back to said white guy who was going to work and all that stuff and was like, "You owe me this, and this is my house now." And one time I think he pulled up and they were barbecuing.
Yeah, playing Make It Last Forever.
Right.
Oh boy, chased him down, boy, damn near.
Right. Yeah. Chase the car down.
Right.
Yeah. I like the fact that we're having a conversation about reparations. It seems to be ever more present now than maybe it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tone Talks. That's when I found out about the ADOS movement, and then you gave me a deeper understanding of it.
Yeah.
Reparations is definitely owed, specifically to displaced. Well, I don't know how, because I heard some people say foundational Black Americans. Then I hear some people say African Americans. I don't know how you like to necessarily contextualize reparations when it comes to us. Like, what term do you like to use?
I'm gonna use ADOS.
Okay, ADOS. Well, obviously, yeah. American descendants of slavery.
Right, I'm gonna use that term. But as far as talking about as an organization, I'm not gonna speak on that. I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, I do, but
right. You were speaking as yourself.
Right, I'm speaking as me. I'm not speaking on behalf of that. Like, I'm just speaking in terms of the experience of being a Black American in America. You know what I mean? And having generations that come before me. Our politics are
my
here.
apologies.
No, you good. So yeah, I'm gonna talk from my personal experience.
Mm-hmm.
But I will identify with ADOS, like the lineage.
Right.
And as far as where we come from and what we have been through. So yeah, reparations is definitely a debt owed by the country to the point where it's so big they don't even want to pay it back.
Right. Is there a dollar, like the dollar
amount? Can you quantify?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's so vast.
We can.
Right.
There is a way to rectify that situation financially, as far as and resources too. It's not just about the check. Right?
Thank you.
The check is very important.
Very important. Compulsory.
Right. But we need an avenue to use those funds, right? We need the resources. We need the access as well.
To sustain that wealth and policy.
Right. And because all we're going to do is just spend it, frivolously. Not because that's what we are, but when you don't get access, you're going to find a way to spend that money. Right. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be spent. So.
But that's why they call it currency. It's a current.
Right.
It's got to keep it going.
It's got to keep going. So you're going to find a way to spend it, because if you don't, it's going to lose value anyway.
Right. Money.
So
either
use it to make you more money, which that's what we should be doing.
Yes.
Building wealth.
I'm working
assets.
on it.
Right. Or you're going to either spend it and just let it flow out your pocket. That's why it's liquid. It's just going to flow. You know what I mean? So let's build it. Let's get more. You know what I mean? But reparations would do that. It would give us the access and the wealth that we need to sustain. Because right now, the way we going, it's real ugly. So without reparations, I don't know. That don't mean don't hustle.
Right. Go to work.
Yeah, you still got to get it. You still got to figure out how to make a way out of no way, and we still got to thrive, because that's how we survive.
Yeah.
But reparations is old. Straight
right.
up.
And my whole thing is America finds money for things it wants to fund.
Absolutely.
So it's not about what the dollar value's done low. We can't know. The U.S. dollar still holds weight. I don't care what nobody says. I guess my only concern has been by the time. Okay, my mindset first of all is this: there are things that I never. There are things that there are sacrifices that people made on my behalf, and I reap the benefits of said sacrifice. And I feel like reparations is something I may not live to see, but I want to do as much as I can for my descendants, my progeny after me to have something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I may not catch it, but it's kind of like Martin Luther King said. Like, I may not get there with you, but you get what I'm saying? Yeah. That's so. This is a track that I want to lay down.
Yeah.
For my descendants, our descendants, not even
Right. So,
but go ahead.
Yeah, and the best way I can do that right now is to do me. It's like utilize my talents, work on me.
Right.
Work on who I am as a person. You know what I mean? Build that up, and get to a position where if I speak on reparations, it holds weight.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, right now I need to work on what I got going on.
Right. That's the best.
So,
yeah.
That's the best way to do it, man. And then when you get to a point, it holds weight. Because it's a superficial society.
Definitely.
Folks
it's all
don't
about
really want to hear
optics.
you. Know what I'm saying? It's all about optics. So
if you don't have no resume,
right,
you could be the wisest man or woman.
Right. Why haven't you used that knowledge to get you to a certain point?
Right.
That has some validity to it. Like, if you're so knowledgeable, then why you know what I'm saying? So right. So at this point, like, work on yourself, man. That's where I'm at. Like,
no, that's the best way. I know. My ultimately, I feel like a lot of black people, like, we're taught save.
Yeah.
Money is a depreciating asset, so save. And it's like, I get that, but it's like a lot of us now, I think, are starting to learn more about, like, developing a financial acumen, learning about the science of money, how it works. Like, this is probably the most I've read about money. I can't ever.
Right.
I'm learning about different accounts, different way to accrue interest.
That's dope.
And just put yourself in a position where you work because you want to, not because you have to. Because this body, it has a limit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And even in some cases, your mental health. Like, so you want to be, God forbid, but like, God forbid that fails you. But it's like, ultimately, you want to put yourself in a position where your money works for you and you're not on survival mode.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because being on a survival mode, that eats away at your spirit.
Yeah.
It literally can turn you on your own people.
It can.
You don't even look at people as people. You look at them as resources, or something to be rated.
It's cattle.
Yeah. So one of the things I liked about the back to Atlanta though, I thought it was really interesting when they used something really did go down with Tesla and a black dude being owed money, but in context of the show, I think the guy was basically saying, like, you own my potential.
Yeah, because you own the ancestors.
Yeah, so you own my, like, that's deep.
You own the rest of my lineage and history and future.
Right.
And the future.
Right.
Yeah.
And you may not like this, but I want to get your perspective on it. The Atlanta episode, it kind of made me look at white people differently. In the sense of, the guy was like, yeah, man, our people, because he was trying to tell his daughter, oh, we didn't own slaves.
Usher and Hunger.
We were enslaved ourselves. Right. And I realized, like, the arrogance that came with that. Yeah. And then not only just that, he was just a working guy. You know what I'm saying? So he's probably looking at it like, shit, I had to work to get what I got. I ain't got no... But the bottom line is, this isn't necessarily a debt that is owed by individual white people, but it's owed by the infrastructure.
Yeah. It's not individual. We don't want no checks from no white folk.
Right, and I think that's how a lot of people look at it, though.
Nah. This is federal policy. Mm-hmm. You can't do no state piecemeal shit.
Right.
because all that does is provide loopholes for white folks to say, we helped y'all. See, let y'all get y'all little money back on, get you a housing program.
Right.
It ain't reparations. This is a federally mandated policy.
Keyword, policy.
Policy that's enforced generationally. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's going to take generations to fix the problem. So, and you can't dump all that money at one time. So it's generationally. You know what I mean? It's perpetual.
Right.
We are assured a certain amount of things. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be something like that on that type of scale, man. So yeah, I'm with you on that, bro. Like,
right. No, go ahead. Got something else you want to add to that?
No, that was it.
Yeah, because my thing is people don't even bear in mind, like, slaveholders got reparations.
Yeah.
For
multiple
what?
times.
Yeah, for losing. I mean, I hate saying their product, but
property, the commodity.
It wasn't even human. And I think that's the worst thing about slavery is, like, you don't even own yourself.
You own your time. You don't own your time. You don't own your nothing.
You don't own your body. Like how you said that, your time. Or your body, yeah.
Yeah, you don't own nothing.
Like, you exist strictly as a commodity. You exist strictly as a means to someone else's end.
Right.
And I can't wrap, like, I can't wrap my mind around that.
Right.
I'm a very independent person, But yeah, I liked how even in the show Atlanta, it showed how some people with, is that, what's it?
Amber Alert.
Amber Alert, yeah. But no, I remember how they showed, the white lady was like, oh, I'm Peruvian.
Right, when whiteness lost a stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I don't think people realize, like, when you talk about white supremacy, white supremacist ideology, to a lot of people, it's like talking about the boogeyman.
Yeah.
So they don't see things systemically or from an infrastructure. They look at things on a micro level.
Yeah.
They don't see the macro and just how there are systems in place that keep the wealth in a certain group of people's hands, and other people are essentially the burden bearers.
Right.
You
can't look at it from the perspective of individual relationships, and you cool with Kate or you cool with what's her name, so therefore racism ain't as bad. It ain't about individual dynamics, it's group dynamics.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? In group, out group type shit, man. So I don't have problems with individuals per se. You know what I'm saying? That's, at the end of the day, that's counterproductive. You know, it's not gonna do me any good to be worried about what's going on unless it's a direct threat. Other than that, I'm not gonna worry about what individuals do. If I know that there's a system that they benefit from, you know what I mean?
Right.
And they, and they do things to perpetuate it, to keep it, in their favor. That's what people do. That's what groups do.
Okay, so there's a book. Everybody get your hands on this. The Devil You Know by Charles M. Blow. There's a part in the book where he talks about covenants. Covenants were basically these things that were going on in Chicago. Like, okay, so you had my people from Mississippi. A lot of us went to Detroit. A lot of us went to Chicago.
Yeah.
So a lot of us migrated to Chicago, and this is like maybe 50s, 40s, 60s. So they started getting these jobs at these plants, and there became a burgeoning black middle class.
Yeah.
So a lot of them said, you know what, I don't want to be in the city anymore. Let me go buy a house somewhere on the outskirts of the city. Around this time, when it came to the covenants, they're basically white real estate owners, white realtors, banks would come together and say, look, if you give a house to a black person, we're going to blackball you, and in some cases, we may even kill you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I know y'all can hear that. But yeah, we may even kill you.
Right. For the wealth.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, we've been boxed out from wealth. A lot of wealth can be built through home ownership.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If you're white.
Okay. Well, all right.
You
want to elaborate on that? Or?
Well, I mean, I say that because if you look at the reports, black home ownership, we've actually lost equity. I think over $30 billion in equity. You know what I mean? Because again, we are the contagion. We are the wealth, the people who adversely affect wealth.
Right.
That's why they made that covenant and said, if you let these niggas buy these houses. That's basically what they said.
Yeah.
And just think about recent times, Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, these banks have been sued because I think Wells Fargo had a
not
name,
giving loans or something like that.
And they had a name for black loans. I forgot the name of it, but they had a certain lingo they would use.
Wow.
I think it was like jungle loan, something like that.
Wow.
Something like that. So we still got it going on. Like,
and I want to reiterate what you just like. Think about what my man just said. When we talk about macro level infrastructure, these are banks that are basically that use codified language to identify black people and cut them out. You know, and it's like, I want people to understand, like, these are not excuses. We are laying tracks and showing you how these things interplay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you were the first person I ever heard say this. There's a tax on blackness.
Yeah, the black tax. But somebody, what did I see that at? He's frat too. He wrote a book. It's called Black Tax.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Google that. He's frat. I forgot his name, man. His brother. He's an alpha. But yeah, you're right, man. It's a tax on blackness, man. Like 100%, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's why I feel like a lot of folks jumping ship.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of folks joining another team. They're trying to
Let
find
me divest.
Right, they're trying to find it's out group dynamics. Like, these out group. I don't want to be associated with these niggas, man. It's reactionary, really.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's kind of like disappointment. Like, man, y'all ain't, you can't get your shit together. You ain't shit. We done gave you all these chances. We just don't know what to do. Fuck it.
Which is a lie.
Right, we done with you. Like, it's basically what it is. Like, we done with that shit.
I mean, but my thing is, think about it. I want to speak specific. I mean, this definitely reverberates into the lives of black women, but I want to specifically talk about black men. We have been in a place where we came here as chattel, property. We go from that to Jim Crow, Black Code laws. So we go from being property to being policed. You even had, what's this book white dude wrote it, Slavery by Another Name?
Yeah.
And he was saying how basically in Mississippi, he was from the Mississippi Delta, and he was just saying how, documenting how like in the Mississippi Delta, there would be white guys, there would be, we had the policemen who were white, who would basically, they created the vagrancy laws, and if you weren't working, they would say this, either you go to jail, or you work for good old Bobby down the street.
Right.
For free.
For free, a little bit.
For free. What other group has had to deal with that? What other specific demographic has had to deal with that? You know, where you are not only are you policed, your life is thrown into balance, and your